I wish I could tell you the secret, but unfortunately there is no secret. All time frames are pretty much exactly the same. One of the most frequent questions I always get asked when it comes to Binary Destroyer, and that is, what is the best time frame to trade the Binary Destroyer with? And the answer is, there is no best time frame. They're pretty much exactly the same. All time frames work exactly the same. Let me give you the reasons why. When you are trading timeframes or learning to trade timeframes, it's a very, let's say, confusing subject in trading. It's very hard to actually understand. And the reason being is because all timeframes are showing you a different side of price. But to break it down, all timeframes are telling you the same price. So if you look at GPUSD right now, okay, GPUSD is currently 1.2302. Okay, that's exactly the same price as if we were to look at the monthly time frame. It's exactly the same price. Nothing's changed. The only thing that has changed is the story. The story is different on different time frames. So for instance here, if you look at the daily time frame on GPUSD, it's in a downtrend. Okay, it's doing that typical trend. Hold on, I make that different color. There we go. Trend down, pull back, trend down, pull back, trend down. Okay, but it's the same price, right? 1.2306. If we were to look at the 1 minute now, it's exactly the same price, but it's telling us a different story. It's an uptrend. Okay, so what's actually happening with GPUSD? Is it in a downtrend? Is it in an uptrend? Now, when it comes to trading the Binary Destroyer or your strategy, at the end of the day, if you take a signal with the trend on the 1 minute time frame, it's no difference if you were to take a signal with the trend on the 1 hour time frame. The only difference is your targets and stop loss levels. Let me explain to you now in more detail. When a lot of new members join me, this is what I say to them. Or if you're a new trader, it doesn't really matter if you trade the Binary Destroyer or just price action or another indicator. Really doesn't bother me. This concept's the same. When you're trading, you want to have a time frame that you're going to be trading off. Okay, so let's say for instance here we are trading the 1 minute time frame with the Binary Destroyer, the Mogwai strategy. What we want on that 1 minute time frame is all of our rules to be met. Okay, so let me give you an example here. Okay, let me give you an example here with my simulator. Let me just press play. Okay, here we go there. Just here we go here. So when you are trading, you want to choose a time frame that you're going to be placing the trades off. Okay, and that is it. So whatever strategy you're trading, you want that strategy on that particular time frame to meet all the rules. So GPUSD 1 minute time frame, we've got, let me make myself a little bit smaller because it distracts me when I wave my hands. So we've got currently GPUSD 1 minute time frame, we've got Mogwai signal, MACD gone oversold, TCA lines just turned green here. If we just zoom in, price is above the TCA line. Okay, so that has met all of the rules on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, and that's what we're doing. We're choosing the time frame, we're waiting for our strategy to line up perfectly to give us an entry point. Now, how many of you lot have watched a YouTube video and gone, or seen a YouTube video where it's like 1 minute scalping strategy or 1 hour swing trading strategy, and you've gone to implement that yourself on the charts and it's not worked? It's like, well, hang on here, it's not working. It works on a YouTube video, but when I try it, it doesn't work. And the reason why it's not working is because we have to introduce now another time frame. So we've got our time frame that we're placing our trades on. We're waiting for the strategy to meet all of our rules. Okay, and we now have to implement another strategy, another time frame, and this time frame has to be higher. We have to look at the bigger picture now on the charts, and this is why all time frames pretty much work the same. There is no best time frame. If you're on the 1 minute time frame, you have to look at another time frame to see what price is doing. If you're on the 1 hour, you have to look at another time frame to get a bigger picture to see what the market's doing. So as a rule of thumb, I say to my members, if you are trading off the 1 minute time frame, always look 2 time frames above that. So the 15, okay? If you're trading the 5 minute time frame, you would look at the 30 minutes or 1 hour time frame. And let me give you the reason why This is important, okay? If we quickly have a look right now on GPUSD, we've got a signal, okay? You can see here MACD's gone over for Mogwai signal. But if we just bring up some naked price action, you can see that it's against the trend, okay? On the 1 minute time frame, it's clearly against the trend, okay? You can see it, can't you? We've got our lower highs, we've got our lower high there, we've got our lower low, we've got lower low there. So, you know, as you can see here, we've got a trend down, pull back, trend down, pull back, trend down, pull back. We had this area of support just here. You can see how price kind of sat at this level, and then what happened was price broke this support, pulled back up, retouched it, dropped, pulled back, and you're going, well, hang on here, this is a sell, Jamie, this is a sell. Why would I take this buy here when I load up the binary destroyer, okay, and it's telling me to take a buy just here? When I use my price action trading that I've been taught, it's telling me not to sell here and not to buy here. It's telling me the complete opposite. Well, excuse me. What we want to do now is look at one time frame as well. We need to look at the 15-minute chart. So if we just bring up the 15-minute charts now at this is telling me the complete opposite. But in fact, it's not. Okay, and this is the confusing part. And this is where I want you to start to understand. The 1 minute price action is telling me to sell. Okay, the 15-minute price action is telling me to buy. Why is it telling me to buy? Okay, well, let's look at the 15-minute charts now. So on the 15-minute charts, we have a higher high, we have our previous high, we have a lower high, higher low here, another one there, and we have another one here. Okay, so if we look on the 15-minute charts, it's telling me the complete opposite. It's telling me uptrend, pull back, uptrend, pull back, uptrend. Okay, and we have a nice area of support just here telling me, okay, to buy the market. Okay, so you can see here we've got this nice area of support just here. If you look left, you can see it just there. Okay, so we've done this nice little break and retouch, and if you zoom in even further, look at that nice little rejection wick. Look at that nice little candlestick closed nicely above that support line with a rejection wick on bottom. So when you go back to the 1 minute time frame now and we bring up price action, hang on here, I'm confused, because the 1 minute is telling me to sell, it's creating lower lows, but the 15-minute charts is telling me it's creating higher highs. Well, this is where you need to start to break everything down, okay? The 15-minute charts is telling me to buy, okay, based off pure price action, just price action. It's telling me to buy. If we look at the 1 minute now and we load up the binary destroyer, it's also telling me to buy just there. And this is the important part, okay? We choose a time frame that we are trading off, that we're going to be placing our trades off, right? And we're looking for our strategy to meet the rules, okay? Whatever that strategy is of yours, is whatever, okay? I don't care what it is. For me, it's the Mogwai strategy. I wait for the Mogwai strategy to give me a buy signal. As soon as I get a buy signal, I then look at the 15-minute time frame. I look at one more time frame. If I also get a buy signal with price action, that is it. I've got two setups telling me the exact same thing. And this is how we use time frames together. Okay, two time frames now are now telling me the same story. Now, this is the interesting part. If we take it back to price action now, off the 1 minute, this is the 1 minute time frame again. I've got rid of the binary destroyer. This is where a lot of traders get trapped out, because what happens here is a lot of traders off the 1 minute time frame, they see this area of support being broken. So they see the support here, they see the lower lows and lower highs, they see the support here just getting broken. Then you see price retouching this support, and then price breaks that support just here, retouches it. So what a lot of traders here are doing are selling, right? They're selling because it's a downtrend. But in reality, if we look at the 15-minute charts, it's telling me the opposite. It's telling me to buy. And this is where, if you do not look at other time frames, you will lose trades. You will get trapped by, they call it institutional money, or experts out there will tell you that it's institutional money and they're taking retail traders out. In reality, it's not. It's just basic trend trading, support and resistance, supply and demand zones, and multiple time frames together, right? It's actually basic stuff, but it's such a complicated subject in trading that so many traders don't fully understand. They watch a couple of videos and they go, well, I understand currency pairs, I understand time frames, I understand support and resistance, but don't actually implement it on the charts themselves and actually learn and understand what's actually happening. On the 15-minute charts, it's telling me to buy. On the 1-minute time frame, it's telling me to buy as well, okay, because I've got a Mogwai signal. So let's take this trade, okay. Now what we would then do is go back to the 15-minute charts and we would work out where our target is. So let's target the top here, stop loss above the low. So stop loss is below the support, take profit is at the top here. So let me just quickly work out what that is. Okay, so it's a 10 pip stop loss for a 20 pip take profit. Okay, there we go. That's quite simple, 1 to 2. Let's go back to the 1-minute time frame. Okay, so 1% risk, or there we go here, risk 1%, 10 pip stop loss, 20 pip take profit, we take a buy. Okay, so there you can see here my stop loss is below the support, which is great. I know that's a support because I can see it off the 15-minute charts, and my take profit is at the top of the zone here. Let's watch the trade now. Let's watch it off the 1-minute time frame. Okay, so price comes down a little bit. By the way, I don't even know if this trade wins. Okay, I literally just paused it at this perfect example. Okay, so price is pulling up now. Okay, as it's pulling up now, I'm seeing where price is going to go to next. Okay, we've got this nice little support line off the 1 minute. You can see here, can't you? Okay, you can see that nice little support line. If I just see that nice little support zone, see that support on the 1 minute, I guarantee we might drop down from this level. We might get a red candle. Okay, no we don't. Oh, there we go there. Okay, so we bounced right off it. So there we go there. We've come straight up, bounced off it, and I guarantee now we're going to rock it up. Okay, let me go back to the 15-minute charts. Okay, so you can see what price is doing. It's slowing down at this level. Okay, you see how that rejection wick just there on the 1 minute, and this is what I'm doing. I'm monitoring the trade. Okay, so again, price is still above this support line on the 1 minute. Let's see what happens. Okay, so price is, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make it a little bit faster. Okay, here we go there. Let's keep an eye on what's happening now. Okay, 15-minute charts. Okay, we are being stuck right at this support line just there. See that little support line just there on the 15-minute charts? I want to see if price breaks above that level. That's what I'm looking for, because at the minute we're rejecting from it, which is not really ideal. Okay, here we go here. There we go. That see how we close above it? I want to see us close above that. Okay, we haven't closed above it. Okay, no. See how we reject straight from it? So this here, let me go back to the 1-minute charts. This is probably now realistically where you should look to close off half of your position. With this simulator, I don't think I can close half of this position off. So I'm just going to leave it to see what it does. Okay, so it's going to pull down now. This is realistically where I should be closing this trade off. But we'll see what happens here. Okay, we've come straight back down to this support line again on the 15-minute charts, and we've popped another Mogwai signal. So you can see now how the Mogwai strategy works perfectly around support and resistance. Okay, we've got another signal at another support line. It's exactly the same way it was before, and I'm still going to hold this trade. I'm still going to hold it. I want to see what happens here. I want to see what happens. Okay, here we go here. Okay, right, now you see how we've got more Mogwai signals, right? And again, see, when you look at the bigger picture, look at this. On the 1-minute time frame, I've got a number of Mogwai signals, and that is because we've come straight up to this 15-minute resistance. So you can see here why now we're using multiple time frames. See what I'm saying? We're on the 1 minute now, and I've got Mogwai signals telling me to sell. On the 15-minute charts, I've got Mogwai signals. I've got resistance on the 15-minute chart. So we're now using two time frames together. You see what I'm doing here? I'm using 2 time frames. If you're on the 1 minute, this would just typically tell me it's in an uptrend. Okay, so I wouldn't take the trade, okay, because price action in the 1 minute is telling me to buy the market. But when you start to include the binary destroyer and go, well, hang on here, the binary destroyer is telling me to sell here. When you look at the price action on the 15, it's also telling me to sell. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to close that trade off, okay? I'm going to close that trade off there, okay? I'm going to take another sell. And the reason why I winded it back is because I'm going to take a sell as soon as we close below that TCA line. See how that TCA line turns red just there? Okay, this is where I take that sell. So this is a little bit risky, but I want to prove to you now about using multiple time frames together to give us confirmation. So the 1 minute is telling me to sell because my binary destroyer is telling me to sell. The 15 minutes is telling me to sell as well. Okay, so again, let me just take a trade here, and we'll go with, we'll go with a 10 pip stop loss. In fact, no, we won't. We will go with a 5 pip stop loss and a 10 pip take profit. So again, different targets now, you can see, can't you? Okay, so there we go there. So let's just monitor it now. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, see how price comes down. So we're now back on the 1 minute now, and see how price is dropping down. And this is what I want you to start to see. Okay, oh, I'm gonna, there we go there, perfect, bang, in and out. See that? And it's amazing how we can start to see the bigger picture across time frames, right? I want you to take something from this video. First of all, choose a time frame that you're going to be trading off, right? That time frame is the only time frame that you're going to be placing your trades off. And whatever strategy you're trading, it has to meet the rules, has to. Okay, once it meets the rules, right, let's say for us we're trading a binary destroyer, we get a Mogwai strategy, get a Mogwai signal, and MACD overbought or sold, Mogwai signal, you get the idea. We then look at another time frame. We then look that, and that time frame has to be higher. Okay, on that time frame, we're looking for price action to give us the same confirmation as our strategy on our trading time frame. So as you can see here, price action on the 15 was telling me to sell. The binary destroyer on the 1 minute was also telling me to sell. When you line up those two confirmations together, bang, you win trades, or you start winning trades. Okay, so don't overcomplicate it. Don't say, oh, well, hang on here, because the 1 minute time frame's telling me to buy and the 15 minutes telling me to sell, it's not going to work. You need both the same, telling you the same thing. So that is how we use time frames together. And to answer everyone's question, there is no best time frame, because you can't just use one time frame. You have to use multiple. And when you start to build up the skill and knowledge to be able to read multiple time frames at the same time, that is when you will get consistent. And that is when you become a full-time trader. So my name is Jamie Palmer. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, drop me an email, thebinarydestroyer@gmail.com.